like to see most of the human race killed off because it is unworthy. It is unworthy of the gift of life.
I don't care what society thinks. They're nothing anyway. They're no better than me.
Until we hear the safe word, we will not stop.
Have you ever thought what it would be like to see a person's head amputated? Think of things so horrible that the human mind cannot imagine them. See all this and more when you see on stage, in person, that crazy mix-up.
I like being set apart from people. I like to be hated.
Safe Word with Jason Rouse.
All right, well, welcome to the Safe Word Podcast. I can't even speak. I am wound up today because my phone won't turn on.
Won't turn on? No.
No, that's why we split that edible.
Yeah.
I grew up with a lot of Italian people in Stony Creek, Ontario.
Okay.
Just outside of Hamilton, which is an hour from Toronto.
Okay.
Have you been to the Great White North?
I have not, and I have a DUI, so apparently I can't get in unless I pay a lawyer a lot of money to do a bunch of paperwork. You know.
Yeah. I think it's like $5,000 or something.
Yeah. I'll wait until just for Laps is asking me to come to Montreal or something.
Well, don't wait too long because Louis J. Gomez got turned back at the border for whatever reason.
Oh wow.
Maybe it was a DUI or whatever, but yeah. Is that a thing now?
Apparently, that's what I heard. Like, they just any kind of criminal record, they won't let you in at all. You know. So,
most definitely. Yeah. Canada has it frowns upon drinking and driving. Where Texas, it's encouraged.
Oh yeah, they're like, here, drink a beer while you drive. You know.
It is the Wild West here.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Austin, Texas, by the way.
It's really cool. I like it.
You're a transplant from San Diego, California.
Oh, I'm from Fresno.
Oh, Fresno.
Yeah, Fresno, yeah, directly in the middle of the armpit of California, where all the food is grown. You know.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad though. I mean, I lived there for the first 34 years of my life. All my family's there. All my friends are there. You know, it was just honestly, if it wasn't for comedy, I'd probably really have no reason to leave. You know.
How far is that from Orange?
Orange is down. Orange is by...
It's way out of the way. My geography is all over the place.
Yeah.
Because I don't drive.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a 50-year-old man who's never driven a car in his life.
Yeah, but you've lived in cities where you didn't need to, though, right?
I should have. But when I moved to L.A., especially when I was going through my green card process, it was like New York or Hollywood.
Yeah.
And people were like, you can't be in LA without a car, you'll die.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they were so adamant about the idea of, maybe I'll live within an hour of the Comedy Store, which is an hour of the Laugh Factory, which is an hour, walking.
Yeah, walking
to the Improv. So I always lived at, Sunset La Brea.
Okay, yeah. That's
not the nicest street.
No, definitely not.
I should probably closer to Runyon Canyon or the Magic Castle. I was always on that side of the boulevard.
Okay.
And my last apartment was in next to the Magic Castle.
Okay, I've never been to the Magic Castle, but I've gone and done Runyon Canyon a few times while I've been down there hanging out. It's a cool little hike, but it's definitely overpopulated.
Well, with hot ass.
Hot ass, yes.
If you're in the ladies...
Yes, I am.
Don't let the mustache fool you.
Yeah, no, this
gentlemen.
Yeah, sorry guys. This is a ladies only ride.
Ladies only ride.
Ladies only ride.
That'd be funny if you had that tattooed. Maybe across your neck.
Yeah, definitely. Just get my throat tatted and just put ladies only.
When was the last time you were tattooed?
I got tattooed when I went home this past time. My buddy, he's a tattoo artist. He saw me at a comedy show and told me to come by and gave me a free tattoo. So
yeah,
it's pretty good. I had my knee done. So I had my knee done because I pretty much from my knee down to my foot on my right leg, and then I have from my wrist all the way up to here on my chest done, and I've got the stereotypical California last name on my back. You know,
you got your last name across your shoulders.
Across my shoulders. Yeah,
I've got your last name across my shoulders. How weird is that?
That's awesome, man. That's cool. we got to do a photo shoot of us holding hands walking down the beach or something.
It's a blood in, blood out from behind. How many months you've been here? A year now, haven't you?
I got here in the week before this last Thanksgiving, so since November. So it's almost 5-6 months now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a lot of fun. I definitely enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying myself here.
Yeah, it's the best. Like
It's cool.
It is. There's so much to do. I mean, even for me, like 'cause when I first moved here, I was just living off my savings, so I was only going to comedy stuff related. But I'm starting to get out, and like I went out to the Green Belt, like this little river and waterfalls and stuff there
Barton
yesterday.
Springs and all that, yeah.
Haven't been to Barton, Barton Springs proper yet, but around that same area. We went out to Greenbelt yesterday and hung out and had some beers and smoked some blunts, and just me and buddy Gareth went over there, and
It's cool because of the Colorado River.
yeah,
It's literally there.
yeah. I think it's right there. And the word when I got here, they're like, "Oh, that's Lady Bird Lake," and I'm like, "This is a fucking river. Like,
Yeah.
what's wrong with you? This is a river." I mean, everyone's like,
'cause
"Oh,
they
it's a man."
dammed it.
They dammed it a little way
Yeah.
and made it bigger. Yeah, but I mean, technically, it's still a river. It's still
Yeah.
the Colorado River.
Yeah, it's totally. I think because of Lady Bird Lake, it sounds nice. Mm-hmm. I think there was a lady that was named Lady Bird.
I think it's named after Hank Hill's dog from King of the Hill, actually, Lady Bird, you know.
That show's only 10 years old. I think that Lady Bird Lake's been a little longer.
Oh, no, they knew. They just knew it was going to be.
What's the worst thing about Austin? Don't say me again.
No.
We're gonna have to start this over again if that's the case.
Yeah, no, I learned my lesson the first time. So far, just... I would have to say, like, the humidity is something it's probably the thing I'm getting used to the most. Like, today I went out and went walking, and after, like, just went walking around the neighborhood, and I just, like, came back, and I was completely wet. Like, I had just jumped in a pool, and I was like, oh, this is what they're talking about. And it's not even that hot today, you know? The sun's not even out. It's all overcast, so I can only imagine.
You haven't been here for an August yet.
Oh, no, I know. Because back home we have, like, every year at least 30 plus days of triple digits in a row, but it's dry heat, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Big difference.
Big difference. Yeah, because it's like 80 degrees outside right now, but with like 65% humidity, and I'm like, okay, I get it. And
As somebody from California, your warm weather is very specific.
Yeah.
And consistent.
Yeah, very consistent.
Like 250 days out of the year, it's consistently that weather.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't mind the humidity.
I mean, it's not something that I hate right now. Like, because there is something about like
Wait
when
till
you're
you see snow.
Snow, yeah, we had that one snow day, like when it snowed for like one day, and then the last freeze that we just had, that little 4-day freeze we had, which was nothing compared to last year's freeze from what I heard. Yeah,
I was here reading by candlelight with I could see there's snowdrifts in my hallway.
Oh wow,
it was wild. I was laughing about it because I've been through brutal. You know, I'd go to school in that type of weather regularly, daily.
Yeah, your winter up there is way more consistent, just like my summer in or my weather in California.
100%.
You're just like, oh, it's snow again. Yep, I knew it. Let me guess. Wake up today. Is it snowing? Oh, it's snowing.
Yeah. Boots and let's go that way. We'd have to hold hands as kids to walk to school because if someone fall down in the snow, they could freeze to death.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, that's insane. Yeah. Plus, or if they fall into like a hole or something, the snow comes in and kids on them, then they suffocate. And I personally don't know the people, but I've known friends that lost a few friends from snowboarding, like back home because of that. Like
avalanche.
Where they not only the avalanche, but like they might have wiped out next to a tree or gone too close to a tree, and it's not as dense right there, I guess, and they just fall into it, and then they can't get out, and then obviously no one can find you because you're under the snow.
Yeah, I think they put those Apple tracking devices now. Sew it into your jacket so they can at least find your body.
No, that's good. I mean, that's smart, especially, some of these people are going out and doing crazy things up in the mountains in the snow. And I just watched this documentary on Netflix called The Alpinist. The Alpinist is pretty good, but it's about this, like, crazy, radical...
Mountain climber,
yeah. And then like this documentary crew follows him, and like during the course of it, him and his friends sneak off to do this thing without telling the crew, and then they never really found him. They took helicopters they took helicopters over like where he was planning on, and they saw like there had been an avalanche, and then they just saw like a little piece of like the color rope that they were using, and they're like, well, we can't even extract the bodies now because it's like,
Yeah, well, we're gonna get the bodies in a minute, but because it's just a frozen body. It's too dangerous to retrieve these things. That's why a lot of these the Alps or whatever, they leave the corpses frozen where they found them.
oh yeah, what is that? The tallest mountain in the world, Mount Everest.
Kilimanjaro or whatever, I can't remember.
Everest, right? The one in the
Everest, yeah, Everest is the most famous one.
They say that it's like lined with just like people that passed away. Just didn't make it.
Like left like this.
Yep, frozen. Or it's a terrible thing.
Think about this for a minute.
Okay.
All these people that have been cursed with suffocation through snow and the below zero temperatures. The world becomes a terrible inhabitable place, and because the corpses were frozen, they reanimate them, so you got somebody that doesn't have the health kit problems or inherited any of the current epidemics of disease and what have you, so maybe their DNA might save humanity.
Yeah, I always thought about that. Like, people that freeze to death, because like that's what they're trying to do with like the wool or like all the prehistoric animals they find that are like coming out because of the ice melting and stuff. So they're like, oh, we found this woolly mammoth like fully preserved, just frozen, and it's like, they
got them.
Oh, they got them in a basin.
They got one out and walking.
Yeah, definitely. They have to. I mean, there's so much things there's so many conspiracies we can go down, but I just honestly, if they do start cloning animals like that, I just can't wait till they start cloning like real animals but making them domestic sized. Like, imagine having like a little
miniature T-Rex,
or just what if you had a giraffe that was this tall just hanging out around your apartment?
Oh yeah,
that'd be so rad.
Well, look what they've done with like miniature pinchers.
Yeah,
and the breeds, the little dogs. Look, and not to mention, first of all, they're going to take animal and human, so you're going to have a miniature giraffe with a boy's head on the top of the head.
Yeah, that's a good one,
right?
Yeah, man, I would love to see weird shit like that.
All this division through sexuality and race and religion is all going to be a fucking X-Men movie.
Yeah. I wonder what the next evolution of humans going to be, especially after all this.
3 different types. You got 3 DNA strands that you can pull from. What animals are you going for? What would you like?
3.
Flying? You want to fly?
Yeah, flying would be cool.
Okay.
Flying would be cool. But
you got to walk around wings. It's going to fuck up all your jackets.
Fuck up all, yeah.
You got to do wings.
Yeah, wings. Okay, so if I was going to do 3 animals, I think I would definitely want the regeneration DNA from lizards, like when they lose their tails.
Ooh.
If anything ever happened, you just grow it right back. I would like that.
And not to mention, when you touch to scare the lizard, it will eject its tail.
Yeah, And then I would love to do that. Could you imagine just like slapping someone with your arm and just actually from a distance, like throwing it at them, or just later just grow it back and
pull your arm off, and instead of road rage, you throw a limb into the back seat of his baby seat in the back of his car.
She's like, oh my god, that would be great. Then I would probably go with like probably like
you
balance.
Throw vanity in there too.
Throw vanity? Oh, then definitely like some kind of cat animal.
Okay.
If it's vanity wise, because they clean themselves regularly, and they're also like they're super strong, and
so you'd want the agility.
The agility, yeah.
Agility of a cat. So you always land on your feet kind of guy.
Yeah, definitely. And then
tail or no tail? Because you can't have wings and a tail. You look like a maniac.
Yeah, but I'm not flying in this one. I'm going with.
Oh.
I'm not flying with this one. I would just be able to regenerate limbs, have super agility, and then probably
you want to be Wolverine.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I would love to be Wolverine. Yeah, I'd be like, and the strength of an ant.
Yeah, that's Wolverine, who was also a Canadian.
Yeah. Hugh Grant.
We have to say all that.
Yeah.
As Canadians, Which I think I'm going to give up my Canadian citizenship to become American.
Yeah. You don't want to keep you don't want to keep that healthcare in case just
I haven't had healthcare in probably over a decade.
Okay.
Do you have healthcare?
No.
No.
Not anymore. No. I quit my job and pursued my dream of comedy. So
Yeah.
I definitely got rid of healthcare.
It's a weird moment in my life when I was in Los Angeles, and I remember the day that my health care was expired, and I'd come back to the U.S. and I'm like, fuck. I've never really been in a situation before where, I've had a bunch of surgeries and some accidents and things that would have cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it will.
Yeah, definitely. Now you got to be extra careful.
Who just got some friend of mine? Oh, a comic I know from Canada lives in New York. He had a mild heart attack or a stroke or something. Some heart thing. Week in the hospital, $60,000.
Jesus. Yeah.
10 grand a day.
Yeah, that's nuts.
For Band-Aids and a heart monitor. It sucks.
It fucking sucks, yeah.
It's terrible. That's one of the downsides of, anyway. We're already dead is what I'm getting at.
Pretty much, yeah.
Speaking of the dead,
yes. Let's do it. You have questions, Sarah.
I want, you kind of stumbled into a weird career a number of years ago where you were hired to remove corpses from various, were they mostly homes?
About 60% homes, and then the rest were crime scenes. And I was just, because I worked for a mortuary company. I was working at a bank as a teller, and I would see these guys come in and you'd have to cash checks, and you'd have to read the checks and see where they're from. So I just kept saying this mortuary company, and these guys, their checks were 3 times the size of my
banking,
my full-time teller gig. It was maybe $14 an hour in 2009, 2010, and then these guys apparently worked part-time, just a few days a week. And then one time the manager came in and I was just chatting with him. I was like, oh, this seems like it would be a pretty interesting job. He's like, well, I got a full-time position open. And I was like, oh, wow. And then he gave me the application. I held on to it for a couple of weeks and thought about it. And then just coincidentally, a friend of mine passed away in a car accident. And it was at a young age of 22. It was my first close friend that I've had die, and especially in an accident or something like that, So it just kind of messed with me. My dad told me, he's like, the older you get, the older you get, the more funerals you go to. It's just part of life, I'm sorry about your friend. And he was very he was very nice about it, but he was just like, that's something you're gonna have to get used to it. And then so I had the application and I was like, well, I need to get used to it. I was tired of the banking job. I wasn't in school at this time. I was just working and partying, being a young dumb 22-year-old. And then I turned it into him and got hired, and they gave me a Suburban, and this place was not a very professional place. It was a Suburban on 22-inch rims, all blacked out windows. It looked like I was a drug dealer, and then
driving past schools.
Yeah, and they have the gurneys in the back and all the supplies, and then you just have to have a suit, and whenever you get a call from us, you have to answer it and go leave whatever you're doing, go pick it up, take it where it needs to go, and then go back to about.
They were already bagged.
No.
Oh
no, they were I was the one that so it was this company had that, so yeah.
Bagged?
They weren't bagged. I bagged them.
Oh, did you do spearmint?
I only had a couple of scenarios where I had to put I just packed my nose full of Vicks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was just Vicks all day. But
okay.
We'll get to that, because that worked sometimes, unless it was really bad and they were in a confined space, because then at that point it's just the decomposition is in the air, it's all muggy, you can taste it, it's nasty.
Yeah.
But yeah, I started working for them, and it was a cool job. I was on call 5 days a week for 24 hours a day, and then I had 2 days off in a row. And it was interesting because I don't know. I was I just kind of jumped in full speed ahead, and the company had contracts with funeral homes all over California, and then the Fresno PD contract at the time for the body removal. And the first call I went to, I'm just like, wait, I'm in a suit. I'm waiting to get picked up. They haven't even given me a car yet. And then he was just like, all right, we got a call. And it was at like 10 in the morning.
Was it kind of a half-assed operation?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, pretty much a little bit. They just had the contracts so we went to this apartment that, I kid you not, was like a mile away from my house, like where I was currently living.
Yeah.
And we went in there, and it was just we walk into this apartment, and the whole living room just got a big pile of shit, like to the ceiling.
Hoarders.
It was a hoarder lady, and the cops are going through like all the junk, and they're finding these little bags, and it's just like they're opening them up, and they're like, oh, I found another one. It's just like a bunch of money and like this little coin purse, and they were doing that, and then she was like in her master bathroom, sitting in a lawn chair between the wall, like basically the same amount of space I have here. Like this is the sink, the vanity, the mirror, and then the wall here. She was sitting in a lawn chair like this, like how I'm sitting, just smudged in there. And
how much of her head was tilted forward? Did they slow?
She was like this.
Oh, okay.
She was like that, yeah. So
yeah.
Or for the camera, she was like this.
Yeah.
She had been there for.
Fat lady?
She was a little.
Was she a big fat lady?
She was a little old Asian lady, but she had like. You could tell she's probably a little chubby, but not. I wouldn't say fat by any means. But then she had been there for about a month and a half.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I was like,
I'm surprised the head was still on.
Yeah, I mean, it still holds together pretty good because the skin hadn't
It's like
really
a water bottle, though, like a water balloon.
Yeah, because that's the thing is their organs decompose first and then they fill up.
I'm not saying I'm getting all misty-eyed.
Yeah, and then
what do you do? Get her up on your shoulder?
No, so I was me and my bed. No, it was me and my partner, and he's like, all right, grab her by the pants and grab her by the ankles, and I'm gonna grab her by her shoulders, and we pick her up, and we're moving her like I'm walking backwards. We moved like 3 feet, and then she just like popped all over our shoes, like all this liquid. All of a sudden, I heard this like. And then, like, my socks were wet. I could feel, like, my socks being
juice.
wet. Yeah, it was...
First time you made a woman come.
Yeah, definitely. First time I made her squirt, dude. Yeah, you know me. But she was... And then that was my very first day. And, like, after that, he took me back to my house. And he's like, all right, we'll go get some... He's like, get cleaned up, do some laundry. He's like, oh, we'll bring you a car tomorrow. And that was, like, my first day.
What color is it, the juice? Blackish red?
It was just, like, kind of a darkish brown, but it also had, like, some...
Like your eyes.
Almost, yeah. But it's also kind of, like, there were parts of it that kind of seemed like there was, like, clear liquid in it, too, you know? Like...
Because different organs decompose in different ways, so I've heard.
Yeah. So it was pretty gnarly. And then the next day, they came and gave me a card, showed me where we got gas, and then, like, here's your phone, and I got a call, and... I got a call, or no, they didn't give me a car at this point because then they had Steve come by and pick me up a bunch. So Steve,
of course,
yeah.
Very dependable.
I love Steve, dude, the man. I liked him a lot at that job. He was cool. And so we went to a car accident. The car caught on fire and 2 people passed away in the car. And
fire's a bad one too.
Fire's real bad, yeah.
Stinky.
Like, yeah, and it was just like went out there. It was again, you know, like. Early in the morning, around 9 o'clock or so, and on an overcast day, kind of like today, and just went out there and just started removing them and stuff like that.
Was this at a side of a highway, or was it a deserted area?
No, this was like
people were watching you pull corpses out of the car.
Yeah. A lot of times, like, I mean, they have it all blocked off as best you can, but like people could definitely see something's going on, you know. But they try and block it off as best as possible. And
how many people died in the car fire? Two.
Yeah, there were 2 people in the car, and how old? I think they were high school kids. So that was day number 2. Yeah.
What was the result of the fire? Was it a collision or?
We didn't really like get all that information.
None of your business.
It's like it's none of your business because they're still investigating.
The smokers are over there.
At that point they're still investigating what happened and everything. So we never really found out like what happened unless it was like something apparent, you know.
How did the police force treat you guys?
Oh, really good. They were always real nice. Like, hey guys, how's it going? Like, hey, what's
better
up?
you than me.
Yeah, you know, like, and they were always really cool. I mean, there were times where, you remember, I'm 22 at this time, and this company just paid me to have like paid me and gave me a car and paid for the gas, like, and I just hung. I was 22, hanging out with my friends, like in between classes,
Smoking pot,
drinking, doing drugs. You know, like we were partying. Like I remember there were nights like on there. Like one time I was at my friend Jordan's house and we were partying, and I was on call and I was kind of buzzed and I was kind of buzzed out, and I was just like, okay. And then I got a call, and so I went and I got the suit out of the car and went into the bathroom. And I used to, like, when I was partying like that, I just have like a little bit of cocaine on me just to like sober up, and I'd like get dressed and blow a line, and then I drove out to the freeway, and they had the entire freeway like blocked off and shut down completely.
You're high on coke, picking up dead bodies in front of the cops.
Yeah.
Just got a little cooler in my eyes.
Yeah,
I'm a little jealous, actually.
Yeah. So it's like, so this was happening, and mind you, I would like just started talking to like this girl, like kind of talking, hadn't even like, we got on like one date kind of thing, and she was studying to be like an EMT, and that's what she wanted to do at the time. This was like
super couple,
right? But like, so I get there and I get out of the car and I'm standing on the freeway, like in the freeway for the first time ever in my life, and I was like, that's a pretty cool feeling. Like that's pretty eerie. It's like you just like stand.
Yeah, your parents have spent your entire life telling you stay off the fucking road. The freeway.
Yeah.
Don't play near the freeway, you'll get killed. And you're down there. I'm 21.
I'm like,
fuck the world.
In my mind, I'm like, yes, this is tight. But I mean, I'm just like coked up, and I'm just like feeling sober, and I'm just walking past. I'm like, hey, Officer John, what's up? How is little Timmy's soccer game? You know, like, because we had like,
you got 2 lit cigarettes in your hand.
But I'm like walking up, and there's like a food truck that's been flipped over, another car's crashed over here, another car's over there, and then I finally get to the car, and this guy, like, he died, and he had lacerations all across his face and neck and everything. He was just sitting in his seatbelt, and I just like go over there and I like pull him out of the thing, and then put him in the bag, zip it up, lift it up onto the gurney, do the whole thing, and then I look up and I'm looking at the EMTs, and then out of they're both sitting in, or the ambulance, they're both sitting there in their driver and passenger seat, but in that little window they have, is my friend that girl was on a ride along, just like looking at me, and I just like looked at her. I was just like, hey.
Oh, did she not know your gig?
No, not at that point. Yeah, she had no idea.
Holy shit.
I was like, oh, hey.
This is the most Romeo and Juliet shit I've ever heard in my life.
Dude, I never heard from her again.
Really?
Yeah, no, never.
I figure like at least I can come home and talk to this guy about my problems. He can relate as far as the trauma of the job and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, she was barely going to school, like doing her ride-along stuff. She hadn't even like got into like doing it, you know. Like she was like, we were both in, or she was in like college, and I was just not in college, just doing this.
Did they give you when you got the job, what kind of training did they give you? Like,
they just took, it was pretty hands-on. They just like, this is how you wrap the bodies. Like I was just like, I went on calls, and just that's how it started. It was just I started going on calls, and then like someone was there, because like the manager was either there or I was with Steve. I was with Steve. Steve was tight. And then we would just roll up. He would show me like if someone passed away, like an elderly person at their house, you know, you just like fold the sheet halfway, bring it over, like you basically just grab them by the clothes and just roll them over. Then they just roll over, and you just stuff it underneath them like that.
Like if you dropped a slice of pizza on the sidewalk, you put a piece of cardboard under it.
Oh yeah, basically, yeah. But you'd have to like pull them towards you, stuff the sheet all the way around under their head, under the feet, everything. Put them over, roll them back the other way, grab the sheet, pull it out, and then just wrap them up. And then you would just bring the gurney out to them and higher and lower to where you need to, and just like slide them over onto it. And like that's what we did with like old folks. We would put them in that, and then put like a nice little blanket on top of them for the family and stuff. You know, we didn't roll them out in bags. You know, like we didn't roll them out in bags. You know. But
now, how did you like? Because some of the corpses would pops when you move them.
Yeah, I mean, just.
Did you ever get squirted in the mouth?
No, I had blood on my face once though. I went
very metal, by the way.
Yeah, I went to. It's actually, this story is pretty metal. It was like one of those old Chevy Astro vans. It got in a wreck like out in the country, and on like the farm area. We went over there, and the lady was in like, was just kind of like hunched in, like with her back to the cargo door, but stuck between like the seat and the driver's seat, like kind of thing. And so we just kind of like pulled her back, and when she pulled back, her head flipped back. But what happened was she got hit in the head with a tire iron. and it like punctured right here.
How did she get hit in the tire?
It was loose in the car.
Oh, and it's flipped out.
Yeah, you know, that's the thing is like that's why they say never like ride with your toolbox or anything heavy like that's not strapped down like in your car, because if it flips, that'll kill you before the accident will.
My friends have been in bands have rolled their vehicles and the PAs and the cabinets and turned it into a meat grinder.
Oh damn.
Yeah, a lot of them have died from that, from rollovers.
Yeah, it's insane.
So the tire iron
hit her in the head, but so there was like, and it had just some blood had like pulled up in there, and like I've like pulled her back, and she kind of came back and flew back, and it went and just went, and then it was just like across like my face, like.
Was the iron sticking out of her forehead?
No, it was, but it like when we pulled it out, when we pulled her back, it was down by her feet at that point. So it was, it could have been in there. Like,
so what happened in impact is she went forward as the iron became airborne from the
just
floor.
One of those T-cross ones. Yeah.
Oh.
And it was just like the big, lug nut portion of blunt force. Right in the front.
Yeah, I've always picked, those are a pretty handy weapon in your hand anyway.
Yeah.
It's like a throwing star for idiots.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a frisbee. It'll hurt really bad.
Yeah, we used to throw those around. We didn't have a lot of toys when I was a kid, but we used to go in the tool shed and fuck up shit with anything that we could plug in or maim each other with.
Damn. Me and my brother, we used to shoot airsoft guns at each other, and then we would watch wrestling and then hit each other with pillows, but I threw a hula ho at him once, but that was
What's a hula ho?
A hula ho is just like one of those sticks with the squares on it, and you just basically for weeds. That's what they're
hula ho.
A hula ho.
Ah,
like you're knocking all the weeds out, and then you pick them up and throw them away.
Oh, like a large chisel?
Yeah, pretty much, almost. Yeah.
I love talking about hoes. Who is the dirtiest woman you've ever slept with?
Dirtiest woman I've ever
And give out her Instagram.
Oh man, dirtiest. I mean, you know what they say, man. You got to slay some dragons before you can save the princess.
That's coming from a guy who's clearly fucked a lot of ugly chicks.
Just like
slobs.
The Mario looking guy.
I'm not judging. Look at me.
I mean, yeah, no. I mean, I'm trying to.
I'm a slob.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not too like dirty with my girl. I mean, I guess I don't know. Now I'm feeling high, and I'm like, this is a great segue.
I told you they're strong, right?
Yeah, it feels good. Yeah.
That's like 700 milligrams.
Oh, awesome.
Is that bad?
No, I'm down with that.
Because one of my eyes is starting to droop. I think I'm having a stroke.
I can definitely feel it in my face. I'm like, oh yeah, this is nice. So we split that. So we each got 350.
Yeah.
That's doable.
Oh no, it's 1,000.
Oh, so we both got 500.
I actually don't even know what the measurement is.
I know this
but my friend said they were stronger.
Bag looked real official with all the labeling.
No, I know. And there was a Band-Aid on the inside of it, so I don't know what that was we ate.
Oh, man.
Italian. Clearly, plenty of crosses at the house.
You know what? I luckily didn't grow up in a very religious house. Like, my parents weren't religious at all. Like, we never went to church or anything like that. Like, other parts of our family went to church and stuff like that. But, like, my mom's, because my parents were divorced since before I can remember. I've just had two families growing up, like a mom and a stepdad and a dad and a stepmom. Yeah. But, like, neither one of my families ever made us go to church. I think my mom tried to have us go to church for, like, 3 months one time. And that, I mean, one time with her friend kind of convinced her to come and check it out, and so she took us. But like that didn't, like I said, only lasted about 3 months, and it didn't.
Yeah, the community aspect of it starts to be nauseating.
Yeah,
it's like all these idiots here living double lives. Yeah. I know when you go home and beat your wife and fuck your kids.
Yeah.
Pass the collection plate.
Yeah, it didn't do anything for me. My little brother, he has he has his relationship with his
religion.
He has his religious views and stuff like that. But he's
a recovering drug addict.
No. I think no. I don't think so.
Because a lot of people use Jesus as an other drug.
Yeah, no, he's done it, like he was into it like from like middle school and stuff. At that point when she tried to make us go, I was like already kind of like, no, we've never done this before. I don't.
You were doing coke and moving bodies.
Not at that time. Like I was way before then. Yeah, but that's what I grew up into. Maybe I should have went to church. Maybe I should have went to church. That was good.
Well, yeah, you're doing the Lord's work by getting these bodies in the ground. I'd be like the Weekend at Bernie's guy.
Oh, yeah. I love that movie growing up. That was the best. But
still hilarious today.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
The second one doesn't hold up as well. The first one is good.
No, because the element of surprise is over there. When
Yeah.
Bernie's water skiing
Yeah.
and he's hitting the boys.
Yeah, that shit's funny. Oh, dude.
What a great acting job, though, for that guy.
Yeah.
You really got, what, a couple scenes in the beginning?
Mm-hmm. And then he was just like a prop the
Yeah.
whole time.
Did he...
Great physical comedy.
I think it was a full-on dummy.
I thought it was him.
No, I don't think it was. I think I looked into this some time ago and found out it was actually, he goes, I was barely in the movie myself.
Yeah.
They just needed my likeness to do all the stunt stuff.
Well, the stunt stuff, yeah, for sure is probably a dummy. But I mean, like the scenes where they're like close up and they're talking to him. Of course, they're probably using his
The
body.
strings,
Yeah.
he's waving to people.
Hey, Bernie.
With the glasses.
Yeah,
and-
that shit's great.
It's hilarious. I don't know what it is about the dead people, but I find it fantastic.
This job definitely made me more like shifted my having that job definitely shifted like my my sense of humor. It definitely got dark. It got morbid. Like I got morbid at times, so I was just like, man, I don't really want to do this anymore. You know, so that's when I started like fucking off shit so I could get fired, which is pretty cool.
And as a comedian, when you're around at the end of somebody's life, you start to have perspective on your own and go, look I'm on the clock too.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
I better get down to what I want to do.
Yeah, so yeah,
Some
exactly.
coked up asshole pulling me into a minivan,
I know, right?
smoking 2 cigarettes in one hand. Where is it?
Where's the body, guys?
Yeah.
I got shit to do. I got to get back to that party, you know? That's where I was at. I was hanging out with my friends. Because, yeah, and then after I'd pick them up, I would just go... Sorry, we took a wild ride with that. But, yeah, once we'd pick them up, like, I would go down to the coroner's office and like, they had the code, and I would open up the morgue, and depending on the time of day, there's either someone in there, or if it was the middle of the night, no one was in there, I just check the body in, and then I just open the big freezer and just put it in there, you know?
Yeah. What is it? Dawn of the Dead? Not Dawn of
which
the
one?
Dead. The one with the punk rockers in the mortuary. And they burn the corpse and it goes into the air and this rain. I know all the movie nerds are freaking out right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and they burn that corpse and it goes into the air, and then it it rained,
Yeah.
and then it like got into like
The graves.
and everything, and they all started coming out. Was that
Brains.
I think that was like a third or fourth sequel or something.
Yeah.
I remember
Day
that
of the
one.
Dead, Dawn of the Dead. There was a series of...
There's a bunch. Yeah, I loved all those movies growing up. 28 Days Later, that was like one of my favorites. Just
terrifying.
that one was terrifying the first time I watched it. I was like,
It's got to be
nothing's-
top 10 ever.
Yeah, definitely.
Exorcist, I would have to say, just terrifying. Like anytime you see some chick fuck herself with a cross.
Yeah, it's really off-putting. But I grew up on that
I
shit.
wouldn't
My
say
stepdad.
off-putting. I'd say interesting.
Well, it makes you maybe want to turn away from going over to church.
No, that's more or less like a girl that's not going to complain about normal things if you live with her.
That is true.
Especially when she walks down the stairs with her head on backwards.
Oh, I know. Could you imagine doing a doggy style and making eye contact?
Now you're being gross. Yeah, what would you prefer, zombies or Satan?
Like if I had
Possession, like satanic, demonic visits, or full-on 28 Days Later?
I think the less selfish choice is taking Satan on. But I mean, I'm selfish, so I'm down for the apocalypse. Like, let's see.
Yeah.
Instead of having like my body possessed by Satan, I'm cool with that. You know.
Yeah. Satan it's a little more in the shadow aspect of it. Like what was it? Hereditary? Not Hereditary. Where the chick cuts her own head off with the witch.
I haven't seen that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I haven't seen a lot of horror movies lately.
Very
Like,
good.
I liked the old ones when I was a kid, but I haven't really kept up with the new ones. The
When
newest
people
one I
crawl
saw.
over the ceilings up like this shit, that's a pain in the ass.
Oh yeah.
That's a real bad one, right? Like
Yeah, when they're
zombies on the door.
Yeah.
You know, crossbow in the eye, pour a can of gas, shoot them, peel out of town. But when you got bitches with their heads on backwards,
Yeah, they're up there, and then all of a sudden you're looking right at them, and then they're standing right next to you. Like, you're just like, no.
Yeah, no.
I'll take zombies. I feel like I have a better chance or a better fight, because like at something like that, that's not only physically hurting you, but it's also psychologically just fucking you up. Like,
totally.
I can just imagine just crawling on the walls. Like,
It's always some chick too.
they always do that, yeah. I mean, that's always just a scary thing anyway. I remember when one of the newer Dooms came out for Xbox, like there was like a scene in it where you're walking through and the lights kind of go off, and then it doesn't matter if you're looking at it or not, like these guys start crawling out of the vents on you.
Oh,
and
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And I just happened to turn and look as he's like, I was like, oh my fucking guys, like just start shooting and stuff like that.
Yeah, when your world is turned upside down, when up becomes down and down becomes up, then you start to question, like, where am I in all this?
Yeah.
Murdered.
Yeah, definitely.
Next you know, some coked up guys pulling you by your ankles out of a bathtub.
Just pulling her out, say, hey, what's up?
My friend was doing CPR on a lady that was dying in a bathtub. She'd slip and fall, and she was really fat and gross. And her husband was crying behind him while he was doing the CPR, and she'd passed, and he'd asked if she's going to be okay. And he gave it a couple more pumps, like, I'm going to try. We're going to see. And he's giggling. He couldn't turn around because he was laughing so hard because she was dead when he got there.
Oh, man. Damn, fuck, that's rough. I love this shit.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's
My hands are sweating. I don't know what is that. Is that
Dude.
murder?
Murder, maybe it's the edible, maybe it's a little bit of both.
It's the humidity for sure.
Yeah, just the humidity. Yeah, but like, yeah, I mean, like hearing the way like some police officers would like joke around, you know, like that definitely made me more. But like I remember one time we went and, you know, like anytime someone had like was a head thing, you know, so they'd be like, oh, get this guy some aspirin, he's got a headache, you know. And
There must be a short list of hacky cop jokes about the dead. Oh, better call the dentist.
Oh yeah, how's it been today? Or how's work today? I'd be like, or he's like, or people would start asking me like, hey, how was work? I'm like, oh, it's dead. It's kind of dead.
Yeah, that'd be a good corporate gig. Is to play a gig at a mausoleum, like, and for a bunch of people. That's why I always, every time my show is my cry for help, it's very morbid and horrific, and there'll be a table of ladies, and I'm like, how long have you been nurses? And they're like, how did you know? I go, because you're the only women laughing in the room right now.
Yeah.
The rest of these, look at these girls behind you. They're terrified.
Yeah, definitely. Nurses are definitely just like, that just doesn't, they're just like,
No.
oh yeah, this is great.
ER nurses too.
Yeah.
I always ask them what their New Year's was like, and it's always a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
The hospital emergency rooms fill up pretty. My birthday, by the way, New Year's Eve.
Oh yeah.
31st. Yeah.
31st of December.
I don't know. I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
But it must be Alzheimer's.
Oh, maybe. We can only hope.
That would be. I've already threatened everybody. I'm like, if I start slipping, you guys are fucked. Because I'm already on a thread as it is. There's going to be no. Once I once I lose my morality to insanity, it's going to be a wild time for all of us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you like fire?
Fire's cool. I've always been intrigued by it.
Yeah. I like a good fire.
I can sit at a campfire and just like hang out and zone out, and just it's just as good as watching TV to me.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I enjoy looking into a fire.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
I don't know either.
I just stare at a fire. I enjoy it. People are in bed sleeping, and I'm poking a fire. I don't know. There's maybe some caveman stuff in there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think that's not that I don't feel like that's uncommon though.
No, it's probably a kind of beacon of hope. You know, you can cook and stay warm with fire. It's probably in our caveman DNA.
Yeah, like
fire's hope.
It just amazes you since that's basically what started it all. You know, I guess.
It's crazy because that it was an invention, I guess.
They discovered how to create it. Yeah.
Yeah. What was that guy like? He probably like Brad Pitt down at the old.
It's probably some fucking Pop-Tart, just sitting there hitting rocks together.
Flints.
Some village idiot just hitting rocks together in a bushy area, and it probably burned their whole village down. They're like, but what were you doing? He's like, I was just doing this. You know?
And then there's the other guy that shows up, farts and blows out the candle, and they think he's the cool guy.
Yeah,
because he
definitely.
ruined the fire.
That's funny.
I don't know.
Or if he farted, it just like big old fireball. I mean, he would be pretty cool at that point.
I farted one time and shit all over my friend's rug by mistake.
Oh, that's the worst. I started like maybe like 2 months ago now. I was just laying in bed and I was like,
That's a safe zone,
I was like,
though.
it's wet. And I was like, had to get up, change, wash my clothes, take a shower. I was like, all right, I'm 34 years old and I just did this, like.
The firefighter friend of mine had a handful of fish oil pills.
Oh no.
Ate them, got a call, farted in the fire truck, and his underwear just filled up with fish oil.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
That's wild. Being at a call too.
Yeah, so now you're carrying people out of a burning building, but you've got a grease fire in your underwear.
Oh, that's the worst.
I've shit my pants on dates, on command.
On command. On command.
I did crap myself. I had I shit myself in a passenger seat of my girlfriend at the time's car. And decided I could feel the way it go. I go, there's some recovery here. I can get out of this. It hasn't gone through. It was just a little dirt squirt.
Yeah, okay.
Right? A little beef dip.
Yeah.
Okay? And I knew that I had a minimum of a couple minutes before it was going to bleed through my jeans and have a big coffee stain on the back of my pants.
Yeah.
Coffee stain.
Coffee.
So I go, let's go into this McDonald's here. Because she goes, first of all, it happens, and she goes, and I had to confess that I had farted.
Yeah.
Not shit my pants, but farted. I was
Yeah.
trying to redeem myself. This is like a third date with somebody I really liked.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, really liked. So I figure I can save myself by getting into a restroom. McDonald's is right over there. She pulls into the drive-thru. I'm like, no, I gotta go in. So I literally jump out of the car as we're pulling into the drive-thru.
Yeah.
Go in. I was wearing very large boots. I actually have the same boots. This is a story from like 91.
Okay. I was 4. I probably just found my dad's porno stash at that time.
4-year-old looking at the old fuck movies.
Hustler stash. Hustler magazine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And being your father's pornography, Harry.
Yeah, it's yeah.
I'm thinking of my dad's pornography, not your dad. Your
Yeah,
dad.
it was manicured.
Yeah,
It was manicured
no,
bush,
I
but
came
there was always
into
bush.
dirt squirrel. So I go in. I'm wearing these heavy boots, and it takes like 20 minutes to tie them up.
Mm-hmm.
So I decide I'll just pull down my pants, rip my underwear off, get
Throw 'em
myself
away.
a once over. Oh no, I put them in my top pocket like a carnation. No. Yeah, of course I threw them away.
Get rid of the
They always
evidence.
go. I wasn't gonna go. Maybe I could save these.
I could save them, yeah.
It looked like someone squeezed 2 jars of French's mustard into the creases of my underwear. It was worse than I thought. And I was panicked because I didn't want to take too long. I knew once I started untying, that was going to be a 10-minute commitment there.
because your boots.
Yeah, so I ripped my underwear. I ripped them.
Yeah.
Throw them off. But what I didn't do was the elastic waistband was still on.
That's so funny.
So we're fooling around. First of all, she's fucking me. She's in the car, and she looks down. She's like, "What's this?" And I look, what? And it says Fruit of the Loom across like this weird trans tube top or something. It was terrible.
Just like it's my torso ring.
Well, I said it was for my back.
Just
Yeah, she was Hungarian, so she not really knew what was really going on.
Oh, thank goodness for you.
Husband died with her son in a rollover.
Oh wow. Damn. Segway.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
What is it's hot out, and it's going to be hotter.
Yeah, it's only getting hotter.
It's only April.
Yeah, it's only April, and it's like, said it's supposed to be 90 today or something like that.
Oh, dude.
I think that's what it said.
It's going to be on fire August. I don't mind. As long as I can get to the shade, I'm fine.
Yeah, but
Crank it up.
as long as there's some breeze, it's been pretty breezy since I've moved here. You know, the wind seems to always like a nice wind. So like, just if it's hot and I'm sweaty, as long as the breeze comes through, that sweat cools you down. Like that's what I discovered today when I was out walking. I was like, I was all soaking wet, but it was like hot. But then the breeze was going, and I was like at a really cool temperature. Actually, I felt really good, but I was just sweaty, and I'm not used to that. So.
And there is enough trees here that you can at least seek refuge under a shaded. There's plenty of green stuff here to get under.
Yeah.
The weed here sucks.
I haven't had a...
I know, you've got a guy that works well. My guys are all fuck-ups and losers.
Well, let's say, I mean, I've only bought weed maybe 3 times since I've moved here. It's just everywhere I go. It's like everyone's rolling a joint, like at the clubs or anything like that, and very appreciative to everyone who offers. Thank you.
Yeah, I've been smoked up numerous times.
Yeah, so it's like, and for me, it's like even when I do smoke, I take one little hit and then I'm done. I'm good now.
Oh.
But I used to just that's all I did from like 18 to 27 was smoke weed all day, every day. And then it wasn't until like I still use it, but it's like I use it for the times I want instead of just being ripped all day.
I smoke how you were as a teenager now.
Nice.
I was never a smoker at all. I didn't even have my first drop of alcohol until I was like 21, I think.
Oh, okay.
And then the marijuana thing was just something that just didn't really apply to my lifestyle at the time. But then they gave me like lorazepam, anti-anxiety shit. That really just the pendulum of that. So marijuana started to become more of a medical perspective opposed to like a dirty thing.
Yeah.
And found that there was various strains and stuff like that.
Yeah. Typically, I mean, I'll smoke before bed, and then my favorite thing to do is just get high and go work out. Like smoke and then go work out, and then just work out till I'm not stoned anymore. And then.
What's your workouts consist of? Because no one here is in shape.
Yeah.
Everybody, all the comics here are slobs.
Yeah.
Unless the guys that were former military.
Yeah.
They're pretty active.
Yeah.
But I've never seen people that are 20 years old and have diabetes and just the body of an elderly person.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just my workout is like I'll usually go do like a push pull legs routine. I'll do that like twice a week.
Outdoors or at a gym?
Like I'll do lifting in the gym. I'll go work out outside sometimes. Like I've been like the whole 5 months I've been here, I was like just going out and working out at Sickler Park and just chilling out there and doing my runs and pull-ups and all the little things they have there. But I just got a membership again over here at Gold's, so it's right by my house. And
Gold's Gym,
yeah.
It's still a thing.
Yeah, they got a bunch of them out here. There's like none back home where I'm at. Like, I know that there's some in Southern California. I think in Northern California too. But
I think I saw one in Glendale, California. There for a minute, I was like, wow, because that was like when Arnold Schwarzenegger Pumping Iron came up, and Gold's Gym became like a fashionable logo. Yeah. Like what would be like a Von Dutch or.
It's kind of like how Thrasher became. Or,
I know that's weird, right?
Yeah, everyone's wearing Thrasher, and it just it becomes becomes a cool logo.
When I start seeing black rappers wearing Iron Maiden shirts.
Yeah.
But they're all. Yeah, I knew that things were going to flip over on itself. You're also talking to a white guy who wears grills, so. Yeah,
I do like that. I've always wanted to get the bottom grill. I really have. I've always wanted to just always have a bottom grill for some reason.
I like it. White girls do not.
Yeah, no.
They do not like it, and they are very quick to tell me how much better I would look without it. And I'd say, you look a lot better without 30 pounds, you fucking slob.
Yeah.
And then.
Oh, yeah. Right in the face.
You ever spit on a woman?
No.
No?
Not unless they asked.
Not while you're inside of them. I mean, just in passing on the bus.
No, never.
My friend spit in a baby's eye from a second-story balcony.
Oh, that's fucked.
Yeah, newborn.
Damn, dude.
We skipped school, went to Lime Ridge Mall. I don't even know if Gary Dunham, if you're listening, where the hell are you? I haven't seen you since 1989 when we left high school. But he was a wild kid.
Sounds like it's spinning baby's eyes and shit.
Dude, like the shit, like because it was a shopping mall, like mall rats.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he spit off, he goes, I'm going to spit in that baby's eye.
Oh.
Sorry, I was feral. I was
yeah.
very feral kid.
Gotcha.
You seen the movie Kids?
Yeah.
You seen the movie Gummo?
Yes.
Then put that in the 80s, and that was us.
Okay.
Spitting on babies. No cat hunting, but I did see some cats. I don't know if it was a dead cat or what, but it had been burned in a garbage can or something like that. Terrifying.
That's awful.
No, it's bad. I know. I don't like that.
I don't either. I like.
You got two cats.
I have one cat. Yeah.
You have one.
I have one cat. Yeah. Steve.
Your
French.
cat looks like a Steve.
Yeah.
He's a shy cat.
Yeah. It's a girl. I named her Steve.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I named her Steve French.
Like Stevie Nicks.
Yeah. And I call her Stevie. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like girls with boys' names.
Yeah.
Like, what's another good one for a lady? Joe?
They do Cody.
Larry?
Cody. Alex. Tyler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I keep thinking of strippers as you're giving.
Tyler or Taylor. Those are both girls and boys' names.
Have you been to the strip clubs here?
No, I haven't.
Red Rose is pretty good.
Yeah, I drive by it all the time. I live on Congress, so I drive past it all the time.
Skeptical.
I've never been like a big. I've been to them before, like when someone's like I'm with a group of people.
Oh,
and
you
they're
don't
like,
just like blowing your money on nothing?
Yeah, no, I just.
You don't like getting robbed by hookers?
No, yeah. No, but at best, the most I would ever do is I just go with my friends and get a drink, and then I bought like maybe 1 or 2 lap dances in my day, but other than that, I don't waste my money with it.
I've probably bought, honestly, 5 lap dances. I like to go to a strip club, go right up to the front of the stage, and then turn my chair around so my back's to them.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And they hate it. But then they get back at me by fucking me.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
Yeah, because every guy in there's like, oh, please.
Yeah.
I go in there.
Classic negging.
Classic negging?
Classic negging.
What's negging?
You know, like using negative actions to attract women.
Yeah. Farting does not help.
It doesn't.
I did shit on the floor once to impress a girl.
To impress a girl? What kind of girls are you trying to impress over here?
Very difficult to impress.
Man, what kind of psycho was she?
I think I was trying to get rid of her. And I didn't want to get into a physical... See, when you're dealing with crazy, you got to double down.
Yeah.
And there's nothing worse than taking a dump on your own floor to get someone to leave. Let's bring her out. Come on out here.
Here's Sadie.
Open that pizza box. I got a rat to hang. Yeah, have you had a girl piss your bed?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's happened. I had an ex-girlfriend of mine. Like we got drunk
Alcoholic?
one time. No, we just got really drunk one night. We drank a bunch of tequila, and like I woke up, my whole bed was like covered in vomit.
Oh,
just like it was all in my hair. It was just all over the bed. Like, thank God she didn't like choke on her own vomit. You know, that's a dangerous situation. You know, so, like,
and not to mention, you would know how to move that body.
Oh yeah. I'd have to call Steve and he'd come get her.
Would you give her a couple pumps before?
Nah, dude.
No, okay.
Bodies are just they're not that. When you see them in person, they're just like, yeah, no. But everyone asks that fucking question. Yeah.
If you wouldn't?
No.
Okay, I'm not judging. I'm just trying to find a group to be part of.
I'd probably be sad.
Just like,
imagine waking up in bed and your girlfriend's dead. That would suck. You'd be sad.
Yeah, you'd be sad, but
then on top of that, you're covered in vomit.
She would have wanted it this way.
She would have wanted it this way.
Yeah, there's nothing better than fucking a dead girl covered in puke in your own home. No secrets. No secrets. No secrets. Don't tell anyone. Shh. I'm going to cut your hair the way I like it. La la la.
Oh, that's so
you do your makeup, you put the dress on.
Just Buffalo Bill it, dude. Just creepy.
pigtails. Hey. You give her the old Laura Ingalls haircut. Do her makeup the way you want. See, that's the thing. All the things that you could not do in that relationship, you can do before the police get there. You've got the entire day.
The entire day. One whole day.
To do whatever you want. What's the first thing you do? Don't say, I'm calling for help. I'll be sick.
I wouldn't do it. I'd probably cry. I'd probably cry.
No.
I mean, I'd probably just like try and put
upset.
her. I'd probably clean her up at least, you know.
Okay.
I mean, you know, she'd be sitting there covered in vomit. I'm covered in vomit. I probably need to.
But no one's gonna know if you come.
I wouldn't do anything to a dead body, dude.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe I got the wrong guy.
The wrong guy.
I got the wrong guy.
Yeah, I'm not in that focus group.
No. There's something about... Anyway, we're not going to get into my personal life. I get too wild and my mouth... It's not... Well, look, I was campus comedian of the year 2001, 2, I think. And then around that early 2000s is when I started to get talked to.
Okay.
Could you tone it down? That's what they'd always say. Could you tone it down?
Oh, okay.
I had a girl come up on stage at Niagara College and shove a beer bottle up my ass. First of all, I couldn't back down on it. There's a video clip, but I can't show it. It was all filmed.
Oh, wow.
I mean, like with a high 8 camera.
Oh, shit.
Oh, old VX 2000, a skateboard camera.
Skater ones,
Yeah.
right. Awesome.
I bought one of those, and I brought it everywhere. I used to film all my sets, and I got hundreds of hours of cataloged stuff that I've been digitizing from old Betamax, VHS, high 8s, mini, DV, blah, 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 blah. And this young lady... She wasn't gentle. First of all, I thought you snug it up so it would be more of a butt, like and then it would bounce back.
Yeah.
But this girl, I don't know if she studied this in school or what, but when she came up under me, it went right in like a thump. It sounded like a Do you hear the ambulance?
I do hear the ambulance.
I just got a hard on. There's dead bodies up there.
Yeah. No.
And she thumped it into me. And then you could hear me go, and then I had to push it out, and it rolled off the stage and fell in the front row, and then we made out.
Oh, wow.
That was my last show at Niagara College.
And you didn't marry that girl?
First of all, I was probably in my late 20s, and she was a teenager. It wouldn't look good. I remember a white girl with dreadlocks. I remember that. She's a really pretty girl. I could show the video clip, but not at this point. When you... Are you still... You got a Kill Tony or 2 under your belt?
Yeah, I've done Kill Tony. We got on there once, and then been on Secret Show a couple times.
Yeah.
And it's been fun, and, you know, I'm just out plugging away. I got... I'm doing this weed festival out about an hour away from here. I can't remember the name of the place, so this is a terrible shout out for it, but it's coming up.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna do a show in the Domain on May 7th. I think it's at the North Star Comedy.
Is it Cap City? Isn't that near the Domain? Or
Yeah, but it's not going to be at Cap City. I know that. It's at like a little brewery that's going on. Brandon Lejean's putting that on, so
cool.
Having a good time, yeah.
People
and then I got,
can find you on your social media.
Yeah, I got. You can find me on Nick Fitzwell on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. We got a YouTube channel. I post my Drinking Coffee with Nick episodes every Saturday.
Yeah, I like that. That was fun.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I forgot how short they were.
Yeah, that's it's so funny.
Hilarious
and then Spotify, Playing Pussy with Matt and Nick. That's our podcast that we
Playing
do.
Pussy?
Playing Pussy, yeah. It's basically me and Matt get together and talk about like what we've been doing, how we haven't been playing, or what we have or haven't been playing pussy on, like, because they know what to say. If you play pussy, you're gonna get fucked. So we're not trying to come out here and get fucked and do our job. And we talk about comedy and just what it's like and what we've been doing, and and just we talk about like how we may or may not have performed as well as we would have liked to, or
We are really high right
I'm
now.
fucking lit, dude. I'm just like, I feel great, dude.
see-
I can just
Yeah,
see him
it's
just
good.
like, woo, yeah, that was great. I love that.
My friend does good edibles.
Yeah, those are amazing.
Yeah, it's a nice one. I'm just sweating and spinning right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
And I'm looking forward to doing some gigs with you
Yeah, it'll
in
be
and
fun.
around the cities. And, you know, if you find a dead girl, you don't have to
Don't
call.
put your pumps in.
Just don't call Rainer. Call me first.
Call Jason. He needs a new temporary friend.
I have a baby's coffin. Anyway, that's the show, everybody.
We would like to see most of the human race killed off because it is unworthy. It is unworthy of the gift of life.
I don't care what society thinks. They're nothing anyway. They're no better than me.
Until we hear the safe word, we will not stop.
Have you ever thought what it would be like to see a person's head amputated? Think of things so horrible that the human mind cannot imagine them. See all this and more when you see on stage, in person, that crazy mix-up.
I like being set apart from people. I like to be hated.
Safe word with Jason Rouse.